In Dubai, it's quite simple to buy an off-plan property. After placing the 10% down payment and the land department fee, the rest of process the developer's team will handle. And the down payment you are paying is safe because you can verify the escrow account for that project. But it could be more tricky when you are buying ready properties which are already handed over to the landlords. So before you buy a ready property, you must need to verify these 5 things. You need to verify any liability or the pending payments for that particular unit. If the unit is handed over and the seller has a mortgage on that property, then you must need to ask for a bank's liability letter to check how much he owed to the bank. Or if the developer had a payment plan for that property, you need to ask for the payment plan as per the SPA and the statement of account. And you need to make sure that you know whether this payment plan will be transferred to the new buyer or the seller have to settle before transfer. Because some cases the payment plan cannot be transferred to the new buyer. So in that case, who will be paying that amount? In most of the cases, the seller have to pay that amount. And number 2 is property occupancy status, whether it's vacant, rented, or occupied by the seller. If it's occupied by the seller, then you need to make sure that after the transfer, the seller have to hand over you the possession of that apartment. And if it's rented, then they have to provide you the tenancy contract or the HRE copy in order to assess the exact price for that property, at what price it is rented. So after they sold you the property, you will be engaged with the tenant later on, so you will have very less complications with the tenant. And number 3 is the title deed. The title deed is the proof of ownership in Dubai. If you have the title deed or the title deed number, you can easily verify through Dubai Rest app. You can check whether the property is restricted or if there is any issue with the property. And you can also verify the real owner of that property, whether you're dealing with the owner or its representative. And number 4 is who will appear at the time of transaction. Because most of the investors, they're not based in UAE or Dubai. They are experts, they are investors. So they cannot come for that particular transaction. And to complete this thing, they issue the POA to their relatives or the friends. In case if there's any POA involved in this transaction, you must need to get the draft copy of that POA and check all the points, whether that person is eligible to receive the funds and sign on behalf of the seller, and mention the same in the MOU. And number 5, you must need to verify whether what is included in that sales price. Sometimes the owner, they furnish the units and do some renovations in the unit. To avoid any misunderstanding in the later stages after you sign the MOU, create an inventory of the things included in that sale price and mention the same inventory in the MOU. So if you verify all these 5 points, then there are very less chances that you will have any misunderstanding in the later stages, and you will be more on the safe side as a buyer.